All right, everybody. I hope you're doing well tonight. And um, welcome to Late Night Gun Chat. I have totally forgot my recording light, my studio light. Can y'all still see me? I can go plug it in real quick. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. And we should have some other people joining us soon. I see in the chat we have Mountain Views here and Scott Leeper, who is trying to piss me off again by calling me Hi Chook. All right. He does that every week. I'm not Chook. All right. You need to get your Chook and Chuck straight. It's not funny anymore, dude. All right. So anyway, yeah, don't compliment him like that. Okay. So that's that. What's up, Grizzly Crazy? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna step out for just a second and go get my recording light so I have some better lighting. I don't know why I forgot to set that up. Had plenty of time to set it up, but I didn't. So that's that. Keith Gregory's here. 357 maximum. Now that's a cartridge. 357 maximum. Booger Dog's here. Cool. 357 maximum. All right. I'll be right back. Set up my recording light because I'm an idiot. All right. Hopefully there will be some other people here soon. All right, everybody. I am back. Sorry about that. All right. That's better. You can see like the picture's clearer because of the lighting. There we go. We got Booger Dog in here. All right. Ohio Gentleman Arms. Sup? MD Polo Gun Channel. Thanks for joining, my friend. Sent you a link. You can jump right in here if you want to, MD Polo. Anyway, if you got the time. So it's good to see everybody. Late Night Gun Chat. We just talk about what you guys want to talk about, whatever you guys want to talk about. And it is a longtime friend of Late Night Gun Chat, Mr. Pat, a real man of genius.
Hello, hello.
Man.
What's going on? Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yep. So, anyway,
Let me mute notifications real quick.
A million-view video, so that's good.
Yeah, thank you. There we go. Make sure this thing won't start singing right in the middle of this.
There you go.
So, what do you got going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. It's end of school. I'm planning a big ultimate frisbee tournament between elementary schools right now. That's what I'm got on. I've got a bear highway behind my house up here. I can go hunt. We found tracks is bigger than your face, and you got a kind of long face. No offense. Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't pretty. I was just saying. Anyway, we found tracks bigger than my boots out there. 2 inches wider my boots, 2 inches longer my boots. And people in the short that I recorded them was calling them small. I'm like, you come out here then. Why don't you go wrestle with that bear? So that's that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, while I was in Montana, there were several grizzly prints just much larger than my hand, which, you know, you said face.
Yeah. Ones that are bigger in your hand are kind of a small bear. Ones that are bigger in your foot, well, that's a bear. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that was like the average scare bear, which you can't shoot scare bears in Montana, but that was your average scare bear size was bigger than your hand. So you're talking about laying your hand on it and the claws are still.
Oh, yeah. Even more than that. All right, we got somebody in the chat tonight with a good caliber, 357 maximum. Oh, that's the new one, huh? Yeah. Speaking of 357 Max, I scored a never shot Blackhawk 2 years ago for around $900 with a custom holster. The springs and plunger were frozen, but it was an easy fix. There you go. 357 maximum. What kind of velocities you get out of like 357? Say what 180 grain hard cast or like a 158 grain XTP or a 125 grain hollow point. Why don't you share with the channel, Mr. 357 maximum? It's a great channel name or great name on YouTube. So very, very unique caliber. I mean, I think it gets what 150 to 200 feet per second more than 357 Magnum. Could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. So,
Well, I know out of long barrels, you can approach 2,000 feet per second out of 357. So,
yeah, you can. And that's just with 357 Magnum. You can out of a carbine, you can approach 2,000 and exceed 2,000 feet per second, depending on the bullet weight and the charge or the type of powder. So, with 357 maximum, all right, which is a totally different cartridge, you should be able to achieve that on maybe a 10-inch barrel, 2,000 feet per second. What do you think?
I don't have enough experience with it. I'm just speaking on what I know.
Yeah, me neither. So it's like, I've read the ballistics charts, and 357 maximum is awesome. So I remember, so I was reading ballistics charts from the old Remington print catalog back when it said Remington Country as a kid on it, and I would read those. And the rule in Georgia where I grew up was a handgun had to have 500 foot-pounds of energy at 100 yards to hunt with it, right?
Yeah.
And that was the rule in Georgia. I remember the only two cartridges listed in the Remington loading data, or not loading data, but the Remington factory data at that time was 44 Magnum and 357 Maximum. Well, that's how I found out about this cool cartridge. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's packing some heat. MD Polo, good gun channel. Go out and check them out. Ohio Gentleman Arms has got a little gun channel. Go check them out. So that's that. All right, there we go. All right, Mr. FNH is here. I've got a 10-inch Blackhawk. Don't have a chrono. I'm assuming. Yeah, you need to invest in chrono. Or if you live here in Alaska, let's go shoot a video. I'd love to shoot a video with a 357 Maxima. That'd be awesome. If you don't live here in Alaska, I'm sorry, I can't afford a plane ticket because YouTube has been throttling my views down. So,
yeah,
anyway.
That's my last 4 weeks. They hit that taser video in the middle of the night. Just views fell off sharp, and everything I put out since just has had low impressions. They're just not showing it.
Yep. They punish us. They punish us for that. So, all right. Derek McCurry says Georgia. Yeah, I'm from Georgia originally. He goes, "What you get? AK?" I think I've told the stories a bunch, but I ran for my divorce. Lived in a small town, Georgia, with all her friends, all of her family. Didn't want to be around it, so it is what it is. I would love to go hunt a barrel, dude. All it takes is money. Come on up.
Money and time. That's it.
And time. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, you could do like I did, and right after they got out of hibernation, it snapped off cold and rainy, and they went and laid back down again. So I tromped for 30 miles looking at sign and plugs and not seeing anything. I was at the point where I was about ready to put bacon grease in my hair.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you that much. So, all right. Okay, got 10 inch 350 Mac to use 180 grain and just top off with H110. All right, well, I mean, let's see what the Hornady manual says on that. I got to look this up now. Got to look it up. So, handgun reloading data. Sorry, guys, I just got to look this up. 357 Remington Maximum. And they're shooting out of a 10-inch Thompson Center Contender. The 1 in 14 twist. They have a 180 grain bullet listed at 1,700. And that's Hornady. You know, their manual's a little light, so is what it is. I'm not saying go way load way over maximum, but I bet in a carbine you put that in there and it's it'd be you're a bit huge Henry fan. Did they make a huge Henry fan? Do they make a 357 maximum big boy or something like that?
Not that I've seen recently. I don't know if it's something they've offered over their 25 years, but it's not something I've seen. It may be an action length thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably is an action link thing. They'd probably have to put it in 1895, not in 1894, right? Like a Marlin style.
Yeah, I was going to say you're stepping over into Marlin territory there. You know, Henry has the pistol length and rifle length action, but that 357 Max would kind of fall just in the middle.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, good thing here. I need to address this. Thank you, Rocky Mountain West. Who won your 25,000 giveaway? I haven't posted the video yet, so this weekend I'll post the video. Okay, promise. That's what's up. I meant to post it yesterday. I haven't even recorded it yet. I haven't even gathered all that. So that's that. That's that. All right. Get back to Derek McCleary's question here. We have to have a guide as a non-resident in AK for any game, correct? No, that's not correct. You have to have it for Doll Sheep, Brown Bear, Bison. If you ever get a Bison tag, good luck with that. And I think Mountain Goat as well. But Black Bear, kill as many as you want. Caribou, no. Moose, no. Should you have a guide? Probably. DIY is pretty difficult up here. All right. Even for those of us who live here. All right. Should you have a guide? Yeah, I recommend you get a guide. That's that. Is what it is. All right. Don't use Hornady. They are extremely weak loads. Yeah, I figured so. I figured on that one. So I just happen to have the Hornady manual there. Bacon grease. Yeah, that's a big thing. Is people will go out in the woods and just cook bacon and let the smell of the bacon attract the bears. My problem is I can't eat pork because of my celiac IBS. Like pork really bothers me. Like I'll get like coffee percolator stomach from it, if y'all know what I mean. And so I eat turkey bacon. It just doesn't smell the same.
Well, you know what I would do just on days that I hunt? I'd just take and start me off, just take me some pork bacon, drop it in a pan and turn my back to the wind and just point my gun and just wait. That's what I would do. See, if they let you cook breakfast, I think that's your Alaska stipulation. You're not allowed to bait, but you can cook breakfast, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So just drop you a pound of bacon in the pan and turn your back to the wind and point your gun downrange.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, Montana's fair chase, so there wasn't any, there was no baiting. Had I known, there was speak that they love the smell of licorice, anise or anise, whatever you call it, ANISE.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have walked around with some jelly beans in my pocket.
There you go. All right. Reloaded my first 500 rounds, Chuck, 124 grain Sierra Sig Sawyer V Crown on 5.3 grains of Hodgson CFE pistol powder, CCI small pistol primers, and range preps. I prepped on my Hornady Case Prep Center. There you go, man. Good job. All right.
Nice.
Good job.
That's always feels like a good accomplishment. So Mr. F&H is feeling good.
Absolutely. I'm still working on about 380 rounds of 10 millimeter right now. So I'm going to be loading up the 155 grain XTPs.
My last loading session was for that lever class in Dallas. I loaded up a ton of 4570 and 44. I wanted to make sure I had enough. Anybody wanted to try those levers, I wanted to make sure I had enough to just hand it around.
There you go. Best all-around Alaskan hunting cartridge. I would say, like, first of all, I don't believe in having an all-around cartridge. I believe in having a cartridge for one thing and a cartridge for another thing. But if that's what you want to go with, 300 Win Mag's probably going to be your best. You're going to find it more places than, say, 300 Weatherby Mag. I would say 338 Win Mag, but we do have really small blacktail deer, and that would just destroy a small. I mean, they're smaller than whitetail. Think of a small whitetail doe, and that's like a huge Sitka blacktail buck. So they're not even as big as the Columbia blacktail that you see in Western Oregon. So is what it is there. So we do have smaller all around game than everybody thinks about, and those are some fun things to go chase, I've been told. So all that being said, um, I would if I were I would say that 300 Win Mag is better because if you wanted to go chase those things, you could load it with a solidly constructed bullet like the new Hornady CX or the Hornady Barnes TTSX, but a lightweight one, 130 grain, 110 grain, and you wouldn't be overpowering those deer, but you'd still have enough of a bullet left if you had to run into a grizzly bear. And so that's what I'd say. But if you had to pick one load, one cartridge, 300 Winchester Magnum, 165 grain Barnes TTSX will take care of anything from that deer up to a grizzly bear. No issues. For me, I don't go after. I say this, but I'm such a hypocrite. For me, my minimum caliber for brown bear, if you're not an experienced hunter, is 338 Winchester Magnum. Now, the other day, I was hunting brown bear with my 6.5 by 284 normal. So it's like everything's got ear holes, right? So, I mean, anything, the Fish and Game recommends the minimum cartridge in Alaska is 7mm 08 Remington. If you're going to take anything in Alaska, that's their minimum cartridge. So, that is why we own a 7mm 08 for like a youth rifle. And I've got a 7mm. I got 6.5 Creedmoors for the same, which are almost the same power, but better ballistics downrange, longer. So for like caribou and stuff. But above caribou, you want to go up in power, and I think 300 Win Mag pretty much is your best all around. That being said, I just got my 300 Win Mag. Hopefully there'll be videos on it this summer. I have a 7mm Win Mag. Because when I went in to buy a 300 Win Mag on the deal I got that day, they were sold out 300 Win Mag and they had 7mm Rim Mag left. So I got a 7mm Rim Mag. Right bullet, put it in the right spot, it's going to do the same thing, So that's the way I see it. Pat, you want to answer that question, or do you want to talk about best all around Tennessee cartridge, or whatever?
Well, one thing that I do want to talk about, you mentioned Sitka deer. Mm-hmm. Somebody, a county south of here, set out a bunch of pets, and Sitka deer they're not controlled by wildlife here. So we asked TWRA, what if we see a Sitka deer? And they said it's no different than a dog. We don't regulate it. So we do have a population of Sitka deer that have been turned loose by someone. I don't know if they passed away or couldn't handle them or moved, or I don't know, but somebody introduced Sitka deer south of here. And wildlife just says, we don't care.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to get them established, though, somewhere else.
Well, that's just it. Right here in this area, you have other places that they can pretty much kill all they want to, right? In Tennessee, we have so many people that hunt in and out of season that I bet that Sitka deer, they're probably, if they aren't already down to nothing, they're about to be down to nothing just by as many people as running around.
All right. We've got In the Dark over here. Austin, Reloading Weatherby. Everybody say hi.
Hey, guys. Hey, how you doing?
Good. All right.
Who else are we with?
You're here with Pat RMG.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Yeah. Super duper. How about yourself? I've not come across you yet.
I haven't either. I'm good.
Yeah. These are the people that have been on my chat the most. Y'all haven't come across each other. So anyway.
Well, I know you're in Alaska, so that sets you kind of at my bedtime-ish. I'm pretty toasted by the end of the day. Just all of the day's activities, I'm ready to fall out.
So toasted as in worn out, or toasted as in having a drink, or both?
Take your choice. Sometimes it's Wednesday and sometimes it ain't.
Gotcha. All right. That's that. Clipper One says he loves our channel and he uses Honest Oil.
Yep, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
I'd be eating the bacon watching you shoot. MD Polo, come on, man. I got bad nervous issues in my leg. You can help me carry it out. All right. You want to, if you just want to come up here and just fly up here, not hunt at all, that's that. Don Mattinson, I want to give Don a big thank you. He donated a bunch of meat in his freezer that to shoot on the channel because it was going bad, and so we went and shot that yesterday or Saturday. So that's that.
Sweet.
Never been on a bear hunt. Would love to try it. Yeah.
It was the experience of a lifetime. Just going to Montana. The place where I was at was 78 miles from the nearest gas station, completely off grid. Cell phone only worked when you wanted it to, which you kind of had to climb to the top of this really big mountain to get it to halfway work. So, yeah, it was very enjoyable just getting out there and getting away. Hunt of a lifetime. I didn't kill anything, but I feel better for it.
There you go. All right, Alaska one, Andy, how you doing? Hey, what's up, NY Prepper? Go check out Greg and his channel there. Anise oil is the secret ingredient in Tink 69. Oh, okay. That makes
So do I have to pour that in my gun?
I wouldn't. No. They'll smell like deer pee, apparently. I think they like licorice. There you go. I bought a PSL with optic and 7.62 by 54, but decided to save the money instead. Almost bought one. I'm going to get scopes for the SCAR rifles instead. Yeah, spend the money on a good scope for the SCAR rifle. They are known to tear up optics, man. Yeah, Bear loves anise oil. What's up?
Excuse me.
Sweet smelling or rotten. There you go. NEA is on SIA. I don't know what he's talking about. You guys know what he's talking about?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, NEA. Oh, Never Enough Ammo is on, so he's leaving our chat and going to Never Enough Ammo. H110 can actually be a higher pressure if underloaded with Hornady data. H110 is safer at full volume. That I believe.
Yeah, H110. I really respect H110. I'm just going to throw some numbers. Basically, I've seen in my books where 6.6 grains is bottom and 6.8 is top. So, I mean, I'm talking H110 can be in this freaking window that's when you're talking 2 grains, you start to get into some, you better be pretty daggum precise.
Yep, absolutely.
Because I've seen it in my books. H110 is probably one of the tighter powders I've seen.
Yeah. There you go. 300 wind blows the shit out of deer. Yeah, I've killed. The only thing I've killed with a 300 Win Mag was a white-tailed deer with an old Remington 700 I had, and I put it right here on a really healthy doe with a 150 grain soft point, and she just dropped, and I had plenty of meat. So, you got to know what you're doing. Like, it's too big of a gun to shoot through the shoulder, so pop it in the neck. All right, and she just dropped it. And I shot plenty of deer right here with a 223, and they go right down too. But they're flopping and kicking for a second and jerking. All right, not with the 300 Win Mag. They aren't. They went.
Did you almost sever the head?
No, it doesn't sever the head.
Okay,
right?
that's cool.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sever the head. EDC check. I can't. I mean, we can't show live stuff on YouTube, but and I'm sitting here in gym shorts to be honest with you. But anyways, like when I carry, I generally carry. Lately, it's been my Glock Model 40, full long size. That hidden hybrid holsters is actually that comfortable, and I carry a full size G40 from a lot of places because why not? 15 rounds of 10 millimeter out of a long barrel that's getting up to 800, 850 foot-pounds of energy, sometimes more than that. That's better than carrying an AR-15 10-inch around that you can't conceal, So
right now I've got in my pocket, it's a Smith & Wesson Model 60 that means a lot to me. I just did a video where I slicked that thing up real nice. So I've been toting it around the last few weeks.
There you go. You EDC, you carry anything reloading?
I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mormon country though. Y'all are all like nice and peaceful. There's no crime.
Oh, there's plenty of people that carry. I think you don't even need a a license to carry anymore.
Not here, yeah. You don't need it here either.
We're constitutional carry as well, and there is a crackhead on every corner.
There you go. Yeah, North Anchorage is that way. So, yep. Hey, Pat, I just picked up a 1954, 336, and 335 Remington. Yeah. Hey, man. There you go.
Nice.
So I heard 6.8 by 51 is officially going to phase out the 5.56 in the military over the next 10 years. Anybody else there? Yes. It's starting with frontline units, and then they're gonna go. How much do y'all want to bet that SIG is gonna have to fix these guns early?
Yeah, they've got a pretty good running thing with that.
Yeah.
So is that basically a 308 knocked down to 270? Is that what a
No,
6.851 is?
It's the
Is it a 270 Fury?
It's the 277 Fury, essentially. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's got the metal base plate or the steel base plate and the brass case. And the rifles are super expensive. I think when they released a civilian version a few weeks back, there were only 200 of them made, and they were going for $8,000, and you get a box of ammo with it. And so super expensive. And the reason is that to run those 80,000 psi pressures, you just got to use extremely good grades of steel. The steel that's, usually too expensive for anybody but custom barrel makers that charge $5,000 a barrel. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So it's like I knew a guy once who had a barrel made out of nuclear grade steel that they use in nuclear power plants to contain the rods and stuff. And he had a barrel made out of that, and he said it was impervious to heat. But that barrel blank, a 30 caliber barrel blank that was rifled but not chambered, cost him back in 2006 or 7, cost him something like $2,400. So he had to go get it milled out and chambered out and crowned and all that kind of stuff, or threaded and all that kind of stuff, crowned and threaded. So
I saw some load data for the 277 Fury, and it's going almost 270 Weatherby fast. So it's quite a bit quicker than a 270 Winchester.
Yeah. That's the whole point. Is they loaded the crap up out of the thing, and then stuck it in a short action that's essentially the length of an AR-10. So I like it though. I think it's a good step up. So I mean, back when NATO was going over what to do, and we made everybody take 308, the British 284 round or 270 was the British 280 round was a much better round, and the 308 for battle rifles and stuff. It was a medium bullet going a medium speed. Now we got a medium bullet going a pretty good speed. So it is what it is.
You know what bullet they're going to use?
I'm assuming they're developing their own armor piercing style bullets. So excuse me. Got the hiccups here for a second. Brownies for my fat. Thank you for doing this. He's putting Reloading Weatherby's channel link in the chat. Go subscribe. All right. Pat, he wants to know where in Montana, but meanwhile, also go subscribe. Thank you, Brownies, for Pat RMG. Go subscribe to these guys. And there's plenty of good channels in the chat as well. NY Prepper and Ohio Gentleman Guns, and everybody is in here. So MD Polo Gold channel. There we go. So that's that.
So we're in Montana. We flew into Kalispell, which is in the northwest corner. We went over to Whitefish and headed south into the Bob Marshall yes, I was saying that right. Bob Marshall Wilderness. Anyway, flew down into there and drove 78 miles. It took 3 hours to cover the 78 miles because it's just gravel road to get back there. Went to a place called Spotted Bear Ranch, and that place is magnificent. It's full of good people. The food is freaking excellent. They've got this guy, they call him Lame. That's his name. Literal, they call him Lame. But he is a culinary genius. Then all over the place, basically, you can drive up to the gate, but then there's miles of just there. It's gated off. You can't drive back there because it's protected. And then we just hiked all over the place. If I didn't hike 30 miles that week, I don't know how far I hiked.
Yeah. All right. Question here. What bullet were you using? to hunt brown bear with the 6.5 by 284, 127 grain LRX. So my favorite hunting bullet, the LRX. So although lately with the brand new Nosler brass, the 120 grain TTSX has been outperforming it significantly in accuracy and goes about 100 feet per second faster. So I'm torn between on my caribou if I'm going to use TTSX or LRX. So I mean, with it's a 6.5 284, I'm going to limit myself to 400 yards anyway. So I don't think it really matters which one I use. So when I had some once fired Lapua brass, the 6.5, the 127 LRX was great, but when I put it in Nosler brass, it wasn't as good. I also crimped it when I put it in Nosler brass, very light crimp, and that could have affected accuracy too. Who knows? So H110 is a full load. Wow, yeah. So you figure you're gonna get a pair of $750. Yeah, there you go. Good luck with though. Have you tested the 277 100 grain Hornet DCX bullet? No, not yet. I plan on doing Hornet DCX testing in the summer. I've got 110 grain 30 caliber, and I've got 150 grain 7mm caliber. Those are the only ones I could find locally, and that's all I was going to do. So, it is what it is. All right. Whoa, G40 awesome. Yeah, I've been carrying the G40 more than anything else lately.
I need to get a G40. I'm just hung up on my old G20. That thing just works when I grab it.
The G40 will work when you grab it too. It's a Glock.
No, this one just works so well over the years. It's kind of like, why spend the money? That's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Have you shot them both side by side?
No, I have not shot the 40 side by side. It's just when you have the tried and true, it's just kind of like,
Have you shot the 40?
No, I have not shot the G40.
Okay. If you shoot them side by side, you will never touch your G20 again.
Well, that G20 just does what it does when I tell it to. So,
I know that. I'm just saying, when you shoot your G20,
just feed it a bit of this.
Yeah, there you
go.
Call
it a day. That Buffalo Bore heavy 10mm outdoorsman. That's just, yeah. I have this within arm's reach.
Yeah, I like that stuff. And don't get me wrong, but a buddy of mine was going to get a G20 and get a threaded barrel and put a compensator on it. One of those compensators that touches the slide, so it looks like it's the same length as a G40, And he shot my G40 and said, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to buy a G40 because that extra heavy weight of the front just soaks out any recoil. The better trigger spring or trigger in it is just a better too from the factory. So it is what it is." So,
well, I'll try one for your sake, but it will take me quite a bit to get me to lay down my G20.
I'm not saying lay down your G20. I just bought the world's ugliest G20. Okay. I don't know if you saw that, but it's literally it's a factory camo paint job, and it looks like
I saw it
in his basement.
I saw it. It is pretty rancid. I thought it was some kind of bubfied thing. It's pretty rancid.
Yeah, it's a factory finish. I kid you not. I saw two of them there are in that store, and I saw 4 more at two other stores. I was like, oh.
Well, I haven't seen one locally. It must have just been this thing that they kind of sent your way.
Probably. I just bought it, and I was like, I told him I would come buy it, and then I got there. I go, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, you say that it was factory done. You think Bubba was sitting out back, stuck it back in a box and pushed it in the back door.
I actually, on the way home from buying it, went and bought some green spray paint.
There you go.
So I'm telling you, I forgot to buy any painter's tape for the sights and like the openings and stuff. But I bought some green spray paint. So that's that. Klupper 1 says I've lost half a deer. I guess he was talking 300 Win Mag. Yeah, that means you put it in the wrong spot. All right, Indiana just became constitutional carrier. Back to the old 30-06. Yep. Bending Ballistics, what's going on, my friend? Yeah. That 270 Titus is a 7mm 08 neck down to 270. So that is a 308 Vex cartridge then. I've never heard of it. So
Must be a wildcat.
Yeah, there's a ton of wildcats out there.
Oh yeah. Considering cutting a barrel for the 277 Sig Fury. Cool. Was that nuclear grade? But no, it was brand new metal. All right, take care, man. You have a good evening too. Good night.
A Sig Furry.
Sig Furry. Okay. Considering, oh man, all you guys, grammar Nazis here.
I just couldn't. I'm not laughing at the correction or anything. I was just like, yeah, Sig Furry.
There you go. If the soldiers get in and it doesn't work, and you hear the stories of it not knocking somebody down because the bullet's too small or whatever, like you did with the 5.56, which I don't think you will, they're going to call it the Furry, right? I picked up a Remington 760 Game Master 30-06 made in the early 70s, my new deer rifle, Pennsylvania. That'll work, man. That'll work. All right. The revolver cartridges, if you go heavy for cartridge bullet weight, H110 can be loaded to max volume and perform top in class and be safe. Yeah. The one that actually gets better velocities than H110 is the new Alliant 300 MP. And that one actually that one I actually have sitting here, and I saw a few pounds of it tonight at a store. I didn't buy any because I haven't tried it yet.
I grabbed 300 MP because during the crunch there was no 300, or well, there was an abundance of 300 MP and no data. And so I actually found a load that worked really well in my 357 Magnum, and I said, dude, I love this. I think it was, no, I'm not going to quote it. But it was in the 12-ish grains. I'm not going to quote it because I don't want somebody to blow their hands up. But
Right.
it worked. It worked well. I got an acceptable velocity out of it. It shot great. So I went back. So here they are sitting on freaking 30 pounds of it. I went back and it was just gone. So I was halfway curious what freaking hoarder just shoved that crap in his closet.
Yeah.
But no, that 300 MP worked really well for me. But if you go to the website, there's so little information. None of my books had it in there.
The Hornady manual had it in there. Yep. Power Pro 300 MP.
So was it like in the 12-ish for 357 Magnum?
This is a 125 grain XTP.
158.
20.4 grains.
158.
Okay, 158. 17.0 grains for 1,400 feet per second.
I was way under that, still getting 1,200 feet per second.
Well, then that makes sense. They list the minimum of 14.7 grains for 1,000 feet per second.
No, I was above 14. Or wait, I was under 14 and getting above 1,000. So I guess I'll just dump it. Information's, I was at like 12.7 and getting 1,200.
You might have a tighter, cylinder gap than their test revolver. Like stuff like that makes a huge difference on revolvers.
Yeah, maybe so. But anyway, like I said, I loaded it and I said, this feels nice. It had a good hand feel. It had good accuracy. I ran back down there to get some more of it and it was gone.
I have not seen any CX yet here. If you can find any in 357 type. Michael, you work at the place that I bought all my CX bullets from. There was 7mm mag on the shelf. There was 110 30 grain. Y'all had 338 on the shelf. I didn't buy any of that. Should have. So you literally work at the place, Michael. So that's where only place I've seen CX. They check Brownells. They've had a bunch of it in stock. Check Farms with Firearms, all those links on my MeWe page. Natchez, they've all had it in stock. Midway's had it. So that's that. So anyway, thank you too for 44 mag, 4570 40 Ruger, a true follower. There you go.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
I see 44 mag and 4570. That includes me. 480 must be you.
Yep. Idaho resident. Looks like we're getting some spam here. Warning, electrically insulated gloves, put electric material in your hollow point bullets. High voltage taser bullet with free with the electrons.
Well, I just did a taser video. Maybe this is a reference to mine.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, piezoelectric material. There was someone made a comment about me being, I can't remember, piezoelectric. So that must have been him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been processing so many comments lately. I'm sorry if I can't associate the name.
Yep. Should we just give up on Gen 5 10mm from Glock at this point? Probably. I'm sure they'll have a Gen 6 9mm by the time it comes out.
Yeah, Glock is just so well known for innovation.
But my 44 Alaska AG20 fan. Yep. Just trying to do some editing work on a video while at work. There you go, man. Yeah, he's already talked about that. He's seen Grizzly sign for Bob Marshall in there.
Oh, a ton of Grizzly sign. They say that there are 5 black bears and 3 grizzlies per square mile. I just needed to try to find that square mile where one was out walking around.
Yeah. All right. Take care, man. Have a good night. In the valley. Yes, yeah. At your store. I bought them. CX. The new Hornady CX. I got them somewhere. They're not right here next to me. Did you leave Georgia to Alaska for a hunting job? I already answered this question. I left it because I ran for my divorce. But yeah, I got a job up here, not for hunting. Yep. Go join my MeWe page. It's where all my links and affiliates are. All the good ones that I can't put on YouTube, I put on MeWe. So make sure you go check them out. So,
I need to get back on MeWe.
Yeah, you do. So, yep.
Thanks,
All
Neil
right.
Pepper.
Reloading Weatherby again. I think NY Prepper has put both of y'all's channel links in the chat. There we go. I want a Glock at my last 3 gun match. The trigger is absolutely horrid. Yeah, Glock triggers are horrid, but the guns run and they don't jam. So most people who move to Alaska are running from something. When you run from something, you're always running to something too.
Well, I was going to say, when you get there, you can run from grizzlies and moose.
Not as scary as my ex-wife. Oh, come on, guys. That was funny. Come on.
Hey, I was trying to get some division within laughs. Like, he laughed at himself for so long. So I was laughing and you dropped your joke. So I kind of had to stop laughing at myself.
Come on, though. Come on. That was good. All right.
It was good. It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's just kind of awkward too, so I didn't know if I should laugh.
Yeah, no. One thing an old dude told me, Harmon, he was just this grandfather with full of advice that I had grandfathers and they were great, but Harmon was the most vocal. And he told me one time, he said, if you knew a woman when you divorced her, you would not marry her. So that was his jewel of advice there. He said, if you could see that woman on the day that you divorced her, you would not marry her.
Yep. That's for sure. Yep. I was not that smart, unfortunately. So how hard is it to draw a moose tag in Alaska? Here in Colorado, it's once a lifetime deal if you're lucky. Depends on what tag you're trying to draw. I didn't draw the one I put in for last year. But I can literally go across the street from my house with an over the counter tag. So it just depends on what you want to do, So that's that. Mechanic runs better than the Glock, especially. Well, that's because the Mechanic is a Glock copy. All of the Striker fired semi-automatics are a Glock copy. So they Glock was the first one to run. Wasn't a 1911 that jammed or something like that. So I wouldn't call it debatable. I mean, they're all Glock copies. Oh, we lost Austin. So maybe he had to go, or maybe he's back. I don't see his camera on yet, but anyway, yeah. But no, I mean, still, I mean, Canic's a good gun. Don't get me wrong. I've shot them. I like them. They're accurate. I think a Canic's more accurate than a Glock, naturally speaking. I shoot them better.
I still need to get my hands on one. That's a train that I have not jumped upon yet.
Yeah. My dad ran from relatives.
I can attest to that. Running from relatives, we had a house that we were supposed to inherit, and they wiggled it around and wound up taking it from us after I'd done so many improvements to it. So when I went to move, the realtor, she asked me, she said, "Where do you want to move to?" And I said, "Get me outside of $10 worth of gas money from here." She laughed. She said, "I've never heard that. Can I ask why?" And I said, "So that her family cannot afford to come see us."
There you go.
I can count on one hand the times that those people have been this way.
There you go. Yep. So, yeah, and that's true for me too. I mean, that is what it is. So,
well, no, I mean, I'm just talking. You don't have to do any passports. You don't have to do any airplane. It's just get me outside $10 worth of gas money. That's it.
I have a G43 that jams often. Then you're limp-wristing it. I mean, I had a G43 that never jammed unless you ran plus B thrust through it. If you ran plus B plus through it, the spring is not good enough to go in battery all the time. It's like having it. Plus B plus gives the extra pressure where the slide moves faster, and now the spring can't catch up. So my G43 never jammed unless I ran plus B plus through it. All right. In fact, I edited the jams out of a few videos when I was young and stupid on YouTube 4 years ago, whatever it was. But yeah, so it is what it is. So yeah. I have multiple, just one that jams. Huh? As long as that's not what she said. All right. Anyway. Okay. Austin smirked. Come on, guys.
No, I'm smiling. Trying to give you an opportunity. I was like, this is a joke that he can stack on. Come on.
All right. Did I tell you, Pat, about the other night? I was in Sportsman's in Wasilla. This is true, Michael Kaler. This is true. And there was a girl pushing a mop there. And so she's obviously like a janitor. She had like a mop and like a trash can and stuff. And she looked at me and she asked me if I wanted to go on a date with her, seeing that I had a kid and a wedding ring on, right? And she goes, "Do you want to go to dinner and smoke weed with me?" I said, "No, I don't deal with high maintenance women." Totally not true. Sorry. Yeah. So.
Oh, I would have just left it true because she technically is a maintenance woman.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the way I see it. So that's what it is.
Dad joke. Good dad joke.
Yeah, that's a good dad joke. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Tough crowd. So anyway, tough crowd. My dad figured 2,500 miles ought to be enough. Yeah, I did 4,700. So it's 4,700 from my last place of residence to Alaska. So a G19.
I'm 800 and it's not enough.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm 800 and it's not enough.
Nah. Heard that.
I did like, what was it? I guess it's like maybe 26 miles or something. I figured $10 round trip. I moved here in 2009. It's worked out really well.
Yeah. All right, maybe you guys can answer this question because I don't know anything about it. No, a good dehumidifier for a vault. I built the second vault off my house and needs a good dehumidifier in it. But I have just a General Electric dehumidifier for a room in my house. So I don't know that.
My dad uses one in his vault. I'll have to find out which one it is.
Yeah, see, that's like this room that I'm in. You can see my safe here. I don't have anything in the safe. I have a dehumidifier for the room.
Now we can see your safe. There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
So I've got this safe and another one, and then I've got one hidden. So
Yeah. How did you move your stuff to Alaska? I sold it all and bought new stuff here. It's true.
just move with the essentials and call it a
I
day.
have in my possession 4 firearms that I owned before getting divorced and moving up here. 4. I sold everything. I have moved other firearms up here and I've since traded them. Yeah. So, all right, John Gallagher. Isn't Alaska super dry? No, it's wet as it can be. Man, all that snow makes a big swamp, dude. All right. There's rain. It's not as heavy of rain as like in the south, but yeah.
So your normal humidity are you pretty high humidity?
No, we're in the 10 to 20% humidity range. We're not bad. It
Okay.
can get up to 40 in the summer or stuff like that. But no, and that's why it's a dry cold. Like, so it's not like 35 degrees on the East Coast where it's 70-80% humidity in the winter. That's cold. Like, I don't care what anybody says. All right, I bundle up for that like I do for 10 degrees here.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to get at, because Tennessee is just freaking damp. Like, you're talking 80% humidity, period. So if we get to 85 degrees, it feels ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's like, yeah, because you get all that wind blowing off the Gulf of Mexico right over Alabama, right to you. Right. That wind blows right to, the Appalachian Mountains from the Gulf of Mexico. And I had to teach all that when I taught Georgia history in middle school.
and even like Houston, when I went to Houston, I want to say that I was in Houston September 1st through the 3rd or 4th, something like that. Anyway, September the 3rd, I know it was September the 3rd. It was freaking ridiculous. It was feels like 108. Then the next day, it was actually the same temperature, but the humidity went down. You want to talk about just a world of difference, huge difference in just the feel of the air.
Absolutely. Favorite scope brand, Leupold all the way. No crappy Chinese made Vortex. I want Leupold, American made. I've had Vortex. I've seen all sorts of scopes mess up before, but I've seen Vortex returned and messed up more than any other scope, including Cabela's brand scopes when I worked the customer service desk at Cabela's. So Leupold all the way. They're the strongest, toughest, lightest, brightest. You pick up the same dollar Leupold as you do the same dollar Vortex. I think it's clearer and brighter significantly. So I'm not saying there isn't some good Vortex stuff. If you pay for the high-end stuff, it's good stuff. But if you're going for a $250 Vortex, you're going to get a $250 piece of junk. Buy a $250 Nikon over it, or $300, $400 Leupold over it. My opinion. Go ahead.
Night Force.
There you go. Buy once, cry once, right? All right, Pat.
I'm still hunting. This is the thing that I'm doing. I'm still just pushing through, putting freaking expensive stuff like a Night Force on something. A Night Force can cost you, I don't know, 5 to 7 guns. So when it comes to something like that, I've just been kind of away from that. I'm trying to find the better value branded. I know right now I've got a ride-on that has just kicked butt through 2 deer seasons, a 20-hour transition class. So for the money, it has done really well. But I'm still pushing and trying to get more exposure to different optics. And so I couldn't pinpoint one. I can just tell you that I've got one that has gone with me for miles and miles and miles and done really well.
Absolutely.
Let me clarify. Yeah, go ahead.
Something on that. My favorite rifle has a $200 Leupold on it. or $240 or whatever it was. It's the Leupold American Marksman before they did away with it. And it's done fantastic. Like, it holds zero, and it has a clear picture and stuff like that. So the main thing though about optics is, if you buy a $200 scope, put it in $150 worth of bases and rings, and you'll have a scope that never gets off most of the time. There might be an iffy one here and there, but 99.9% of the time, if you buy a $200 scope, you buy a $400 scope, put it in $200 worth of rings and bases. Okay, don't cheap on the rings and bases. Okay.
Well, I've been impressed with Warren rings lately.
Oh yeah,
Warren rings.
That's what's on my 6.5 284. The Warren, the all steel on top instead of the go across ones. But
Yeah, I've been running the Warrens, and I've ran them on my 4570. They're on my Henry Long Ranger Express. I just took that one with a GPO, a German precision optic. I took it out to half MOA at 300 yards, electronically freaking verified. $50 set of rings on a $400 scope. And so I was tickled with that. So then I recently came across a night vision setup, and I haven't started testing it yet, but I went ahead and grabbed a set of Warren rings for it.
There you go. And yeah, that's the one thing, rings and bases. I like the Leupold backcountry bases and rings. I do like the Vortex rings, those Vortex Pros that are like $60 that are really lightweight, and they have one size bigger than the T15 torque wrench. And they tell you right on the ring what the inch pound torque is. And those things are light and bright, and are light and well built and tough. I like those Vortex rings. Those are one of my favorite rings. So I'm not saying Vortex is a bad company; they're good, but they just have their cheaper scopes, whereas Leupold's cheaper scope is nice. It's a Leupold. So is what it is.
I have a Vortex Viper on my 300 Weatherby. I like it. I know there's nicer scopes out there, but it's been a good scope. So
I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with. I have the US Optics. What is it? The TSX. With a new I think it's called the TSX or TTX or T. I forgot what it's called, but it's a 1:6 first focal plane, 1:6, and so I like it because you can dial it down and have like a battle sight with a red dot on there, and I can dial it up, and I've got a mil spec reticle, and I have it on my 6.5 Creedmoor 18-inch AR-10, and I was comparing that scope 1:6 with my Nikon Black Force 4.5 to 14. All right, I was up behind my range. There's almost always, I'd say 70% of the time I go there, there's dull sheep behind the range. All right, up on the mountainside, right? And I just sit there and glass the dull sheep half the time when I'm waiting for somebody. And that 1:6 US Optics was so clear and so precise. And a Nikon Black Force, but back before Nikon, that was their best scope. That was one of their best scopes, right? And I've made a 459-yard shot on a caribou with that scope. Okay, so it's a good scope. All right. That Nikon Black Force, I was looking through it up then. I'd rather look through the US Optics. It was that much clearer and brighter, and it was a $659 optic. It's not the US Optics is known for their 2, 3, 4, 5 grand scopes, but they do have this economical line that is really good. What I don't like about that scope is, all right, I bought it as a 1:6 so that I could do, use it as a battle rifle setup if I have to go room clear with my 6.5 Creedmoor, which is not really a room clearing gun, but if I have to, I have it right there. It's a good bug out scope system, right? Because I don't plan on that 6.5 Creedmoor being, the end all be all like battle rifle, but I want to be able, if that's what I choose to go out the door with, that's what I choose to go out the door with, and it probably is the most expensive gun I own right now. So I'd say, that US Optics, if you can get that midline, that's a good deal. And I almost spent the money on a Trijicon 1:4 because it had a better parallax for closer up when you dialed it down, but the reticle was too busy for when you dial it down. It didn't give you a red dot. It gave you this little square thing, and it was just weird. Because it was a big Christmas tree reticle on a 1:8 or 1:4. I can't remember. So, all right. John Gallagher says 14. I mean, humidity wise, yeah. Yeah, no way. Alaska's on the Pacific coast, too very maritime on the coast. Maritime, yeah, but our cold, our Arctic, most of the air comes in from the Arctic, so you got to consider that the most of it is pushed out, and Anchorage Bowl area, for example, is surrounded by mountains, so 20 to 40% humidity, dude. Go look it up. So. Vortex is like the modern day bush now. Ooh, fighting words. Go. All right. Yeah, there we go. What brands are you guys using? Brands of what?
I think scopes.
Yeah, we talked about that. John Gallagher has a question for you. Is it legal to marry your cousin in Tennessee? You may say whatever you want to, Pat. Go.
Well, the thing is I've never looked into the legality of marrying my cousin because I'm not so inclined to do so.
Well said. Well said. So windy in Alaska depends on where. Anchorage Bowl isn't that windy. The valley here where I live can be a lot windier, but it comes and goes in spurts. It's either windy one day or for a few weeks, and then it's not windy for a while. So. Yep. All right. Hey, Pat. Cabela's has a 1894 370 Rimland for $1,200. Should I wait for the Ruger? The 1894 was only $800 3 years ago.
Ooh, well, now your new Rugers, the 1895 is routinely pushing $2,000 and sometimes beyond. I do not see myself getting my hands on a Ruger reasonably until Gun Joker is not, well, let me just say, I believe in capitalism and I believe in that, but I kind of wish that Ruger would do this thing where they could cut out the guys that are putting stuff on Gunbroker and asking these astronomical prices and actually place them into the hands of people like you and me that will actually enjoy them. So, like I said, I don't like market regulation, but in the means of things that are fair, let's do something to bust this price gouging. And yeah, when it comes to that, you might grab that Rimlin and roll the dice that it's actually a good price, because I don't think you're going to touch a new Ruger anytime soon for anywhere near in MSRP.
The biggest issue with the Rimlin is, can you get it worked on? Is Remington going to fix it for you?
No, they're not going to fix it for you. Remington's not going to fix it for you. Marlin is disbanded. They are freaking. They don't have anybody in the office to fix the freaking thing. So that's just it. You kind of hope you get a good Rimlin, but when it comes to $12,000 versus the price you're going to pay, as soon as Ruger announces their next model, if they say that we're dropping the 336, we're going to drop the 1894, whatever, Gun Joker is going to have them for $2,000 plus.
Yep.
So it's a roll of the dice either way.
Night Force blows the doors off Leupold for clarity. I don't think so. I like my Leupold VH5, VH6 HDs. I'd put them up against any Night Force in the same price range. Now you go to a $3,000 Night Force, yeah, it's going to blow away Leupold for clarity. But if you could have there are $1,500, $1,200 Night Forces. If you put them up against the $1,500, $1,200, $1,600 Leupold, I think they're about the same. But my eyes are colorblind and have other stuff going on, so hey, maybe I'm wrong. So what's that?
You're just a Leopold fanboy.
I am.
Someone claimed I was a Vortex fanboy, and I had a big Vortex sticker on my truck. But joke's on them. I'm not. But
I've got excellent eyeballs. I just lack opportunity to look through these things without shelling out big dollars.
Hey, that's the thing. We don't have tornadoes here in Alaska bending ballistics. No tornadoes. Just earthquakes occasionally. We haven't had one in a while. Usually we get a 4 to 7, 4 to 6, somewhere in there, a light one that just shakes for a little bit. And it's just like getting a burp out. Like the more of those we have, the better I feel. But when we didn't go with one of those for like 2 years, bam, 7.0 while I was driving, So it's like, interesting. So that actually shook all of the scopes I had on rifles on the time off. I had 2 Nikons. They're both Nikons. And the earthquake made them off a 0. One is because it had target turrets that don't really lock. That's the scope I'm talking about, the Black Force. And the other one, I guess, just shook it off, And it didn't help that the guns were leaning in a corner and fell over, So, because I didn't have an apartment big enough for a safe at the time, so. Trying to stop getting personal. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good as Vortex is nowhere near as good as a Leupold VX5 HD. Sorry, not even close. I have not used Primary Arms optics. I know Mac loves them. Military Arms Channel. Tim's.
I just got 2 in. So I'm about to throw one of them on the 4570, which is the most volatile post that I have.
Yeah.
So I've got literally 2 primary arms. One of them is the red dot, and then I got the 1 through 6 that I'm going to throw on the 4570. So we're not even going to be nice to it.
Yeah. So Backwoods Misfit, we have no idea how to answer your question because you don't give us make, you don't give us model, you don't give us caliber, you don't give us what it is, anything like that. So no, I wouldn't go that. Athlon is decent. They are decent. Okay. All right. You have too much money if you can afford a U.S. optics. No. The U.S. optics I bought was $659 in the store. So. No, I said glass the doll sheep, not blast the doll sheep.
Glassing
Glassing
is like binoculars, scope.
What's up, Dark Yogi? How you doing? All right. Backwoods Misfit, we can't talk about gun sales like this on YouTube, so I'm going to have to put you in timeout. All right. Email me if you want all the details, if you want something, alaskaballistics@gmail.com. But like YouTube is watching, I got to actually put you in timeout for that. Sorry. Don't like to. Okay. But I want to keep my channel and not get a channel strike. Okay. Yep.
Which that's actually real. That's actually real. I had a video that recently I put it out, and this thing jumped up. It got like 2,300 views in the first hour, which is pretty freaking killer. Dude got in there cussing and fussing, and it was just like, whoo, just like that thing died on the operating table.
Yep. Absolutely.
And me as the creator, how can I be responsible for what someone else is typing?
Mm-hmm. Remington made Marlins are selling for $2,500 in Canada. It's gross. Canada is a third world country compared to us, so I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Trudeau. Trudeau.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, GE. I just got a GE dehumidifier in my room. It's a big old thing, but it works. I have a big old thing. I have a big old box of silicone in the back of my safe. My wife put it there.
Mine's a Hisense.
Yep, there you go. I have a Marlin 1895. I got in 2001. There you go. What was the Leupold scope you were just talking about, Chuck? I was talking about too. On my 7mm rim mag, I got 3 Leupold scopes right now. My 7mm rim mag, I have the best scope because that's my gun. That's the one, my rifle that I hunt with. If I have picked one rifle for the rest of my lifetime, it is my 7mm rim mag. Okay. I told Shook we all get to bitch slap him if he sells his Ruger Toklat. Well, if I sell my 7 Remington Magnum, y'all get to come up here and bitch slap me, okay? On YouTube Live, okay? All right, you guys got that? Like, if I ever sell, yes. And Pat, you're too enthusiastic there, Pat. You're looking forward to this too much. I'm not going to sell that thing. All right. So Pat's too willing. I'm too willing, man. I'm too willing. Anyway, yeah. Haha, dude, guys, I'm trolling you guys. Thanks, John. Yeah. Oh wow. Trolling the troller. There we go. Love it. Love it. Anyway. You have no idea how sensitive YouTube is in this. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, seriously. Like I said, I had a video that was rolling hard first hour. Dude got in there raising hell in the comment section, and it died on the operating table. And I don't understand how I can spend, basically, if you see an 8-minute video, there's 8 hours in this video. It's an hour per minute. Period.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And some goober can spend 35 seconds commenting on something and just blow it. And I'm not calling anybody in this comment section a goober. I'm just saying that some random dude out there can literally kill what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I have a Remlin SPL, and the iron sights were so off I couldn't zero it. It was still a foot off when fully adjusted to the left. I have a red dot. There you go.
So now, how many MOA did that red dot have? That's a curiosity too. There shouldn't be a gun out there that can't do, I don't know, what would you say, 25 MOA would be your average? Most red dots do the kind of 30 to 50.
Yeah. And Ms. B is Palin legitimate for senator.
Legitimate.
Yeah, I know. Legitimate.
Yeah, Sarah Palin took a little bit of a break, and now she's wanting to come back.
No, she's not a legitimate choice for senator. She's a legitimate choice for Congress. Because our Alaska, we don't have a person in the Congress for Alaska right now because ours died on his way getting back to the plane after betraying and being a rhino crap. And I hope he had time to repent when the stroke killed him like that. But anyway, may Jesus bless his soul. But anyway, that being said, I hope I have time to repent because I've got plenty of sins too. So I'm not going to judge a man that hard. But he was a rhino crap trader, and he died in the airport right after I posted a big meme on him calling him a freaking, whatever. And
your meme killed him.
Oh,
you God, deadly memer, Chuck.
Forgive us, Lord Jesus. Forgive us. This has gotten dark. Okay. All right. I'm not even Catholic, so yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right, man. Hey, you know what Joseph Stalin said about dark humor, Pat?
What's that?
It's like food. Not everybody gets it.
That's pretty good. No, my meme earlier today, it kind of fell on deaf ears. I did one that was just this lowest effort meme, but I was waiting on somebody from the gun community to do it. There's this whole Molon Labe, which is come and take it, right? So the whole Twitter thing, the whole Elon Musk, I did the little flag with the little Twitter bird, and I said Elon Labe, because I was seriously waiting on somebody from the gun community to do this.
Did you put that up on Instagram? I didn't see it. Is that on IG?
It was on Instagram. I did this whole low effort flag, Elon Labe, like Elon come and take it kind of thing. And yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it required too much thinking.
Okay, yeah, I got you right here.
Yeah, see?
Elon coming. Elon take it. Yeah. Yeah.
So such low effort, but I was waiting. So many guys in the gun community are highly intelligent. They're doing really cool stuff. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, come on. You guys can do the Elon Labe. Don't beat me to it.
I sent it to Johnny B for his Spicy Friday.
There you go.
There you go. Hopefully he'll choose that one. All right.
Well, maybe I should have put a little more effort into it because it really was low effort. I just stabbed a little flag with a Twitter bird.
Bullets for Buck. That's Pat RMG, also known as Pat, Real Man of Genius. Mr.
That's
Tactical
exactly where it
Action.
came from.
Yep, Mr.
That's exactly where it came from.
Lever Action guy. You have the assault rifle of the 1890s. If the Buffalo
I do.
You'll be ready. Yes.
And dude, we just took the lever class with Chris Costa.
Yeah. All right, I gotta start filming that video, man. I downloaded. I still haven't even wrote out the lyrics, man. I gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Oh, I'll help you push it, dude. But no, we literally did just take a tactical lever action class with Chris Costa. Went down to ETTS in Waxahachie, Texas, and now that video was freaking fire. My video only has 52,000 views, but over 800 people have subscribed. That ratio is redonkulous.
Yeah.
So
nice.
the whole tactical lever action class thing really resonated with the people. So
I wish I had only 52,000 views. I wish I had a video this year that got to 52,000 views. Good Lord. My last one that got that high was my top 5 worst hunting bullets. And that one's still growing. That's still the only reason why I'm breaking even on YouTube every month. So,
well, I mean, if it's an evergreen video, evergreen videos deliver all the time. But this one, I just went to the thing March the 13th. I didn't get back home until I think March 21st. So then beyond that, it took another week to get the video done. So I can't remember when I put the video out, but just in that short period of time, like I said, the amount of subscribers versus views was so strong. There's a huge interest in that tactical lever action thing.
Yeah. It like spills over from like the tactical side and the cowboy action side. Like it's pretty sweet. Plus the people like me that need that class for bear defense. I need to go take that class.
It was just fun.
Darth Yogi says, struggling with auctions. Again, I have no legit rifle. Or riffle in his case. And I'm kind of wondering
what is he going to use it for?
Yeah, what are you using for? He goes, any ideas as a budget option? 4570 was my idea, but don't live that far north. I believe you're in California. If you're in the Caliban, Darth, let me know. What's your budget? What are you using it for? And then that's how we can answer you. Okay.
I have a feeling Chuck will say
Alex Jones, press secretary for the next match. That would be kind of cool. How about that 7mm PRC? There you go.
Oh God. Alex Jones. They're like, so how about the latest administration stance on this? And he's like, they're making the frogs gay.
Yeah, that would be good.
God.
Yeah, the 4570 is good for reloading. I haven't started reloading that. Oh, you need a southern accent to get that many views. Well, I got that covered. I'm from Georgia, y'all. Y'all just don't know about them southern accents. Y'all just come on up here and find out. Okay. 300 Win Mag or 300 Short Mag? 300 Win Mag.
Win Mag.
Win Mag.
I'm not a fan of short mags.
Yeah, me neither. So, yeah. Although I kind of have to say that the 6.5 284 Norma kind of inspired the whole short mag thing, in my opinion, by getting that fatter case with the standard size rim. And then
consider that a Magnum though?
No, I don't. But I feel like it kind of started the trend. It was like that.
Yeah.
He's from Georgia, but his governor is from Pennsylvania. I did not know that. I did not know our governor was from Pennsylvania, Kentucky area. So I've met him personally. The governor's a nice guy. So yes, John, if you got 6.5 284 brass, I want it. Email me alaskanballistics@gmail.com. Let me know what you want for it or what we can trade or whatever. Yes, twist my arm and you better not be trolling me.
Yeah, I was going to say, John. John has just announced himself as a troll. I'm not saying that he's trolling you about the brass, but yeah.
No, he says here he bought it to make a 7.5 Swiss until he found some legit 7.5 Swiss.
Okay, so I take that back, John.
Yeah, Dunleavy is a nice dude. Yep, Mike Dunleavy. Yeah, it's Norma brass. Oh, that's good brass too. Okay. All right. I'm not trolling. Yeah, cool. Yeah, man. Email me at alaskanballistics@gmail.com. I'm not giving my personal address out, so that's that. Not trolling this time. Yeah, I believe you, John. I believe you. You've been on the channel for a long time. You're a good guy. So appreciate it. All right. I think we had a little debate on the 270 video, but other than that, you're a nice guy. So but yeah, no, I appreciate it. I love my 6.5 by 284 Norma. So I've got brass. I've got brass to load. Got plenty of once fired, some twice fired, and I've got at least a box and a little bit over a box of stuff to load, but is what it is. So for the Georgia and Alaskan, Kemp versus Purdue, I have not been there during Kemp's. I did not live there during Kemp's tenure and did not keep up with them. I am not qualified to answer that. I lived under Sonny Purdue, and then I think what was it, David Perdue, or ran for senator or somebody. But I will say this: like they just passed constitutional carry. They passed stricter voting laws. They passed a lot different. They passed a whole lot of different laws since I've left, and that should have been passed a long time ago. So I will say whoever's doing their job, I guess Kemp is doing his job better than that. All right. All right, simple California rifle, deer and hog being handicapped. What choice would you go with on a budget rifle in the $500 to $600 range? Now, let me ask you this: $500 to $600 is your total price with the scope and everything too, or $500 or $600 on the rifle, and you've got another $300 or $400 to spend on optics? But I would say my go-to choice would probably be a Savage. Savage has those 110 combos you can get at like Cabela's and stuff in the $500-600 range, and the scopes on them aren't terrible. The rings and bases are usually terrible, but they've got some Vortex and they've got some Bushnell trophies that are actually not bad scopes for the money. And if it's deer and hog, why would you not? I mean, what kind of ammo can you find there? Because right now it's like if you can go to the store and get 10 boxes of 270, get 270. And I hate the 270, but get it. It'll do the job. All right. If you can go to the store and get 20 boxes of 308, get 308. All right. If you can get to the store and all you can see is 6.5 Creedmoor, get 6.5 Creedmoor. All of those will do the job. All right. 30-06, 7 mag, 300 mag, whatever. You're handicapped, I would say go 6.5 Creedmoor because it doesn't kick at all. It kicks like a 243. All right. It'll do the job. Put the right bullet in the right place. Stay away from ELDX in it, unless you're shooting 700 yards. So whatever,
I'm going to say 7mm08 if you can find the ammo.
Yeah. Agreed.
I agree with you on the rifle. You probably won't be able to find one, but you could find maybe a Weatherby rifle that's in the $600 range, but they're hard to find.
Yeah, the like the base Vanguard.
The Vanguard Weatherby synthetic.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to chime in.
Ruger American combo. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Ruger American combo, but now if you can get a Thompson Center Venture 2 that's trickling out, TC, Smith & Wesson divested, Thompson Center is just kind of the sitting duck waiting to be bought. But basically, earlier this year, I needed to do a budget rifle that would go out to 1,000 yards. So I grabbed a Thompson Center Venture 2 and 308 because I could grab 308 ammo. This coming straight out of the ammo-geddon, so to speak. So that TC Venture 2, I've shot under MOA with it. It was half the price of the Vergara sitting next to it. And I slapped an optic on it. So slapping the optic on it does take it outside of his budget range. But if he can find one that's trickling out, kind of in the new in box kind of thing, just hope you don't need to warranty it. Otherwise, go with the Ruger American.
Yeah,
I think you can get a TC Compass with the combo on it. Now it's a terrible scope, but
no, the Venture 2 is above the Compass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Compass. I'm talking about the Venture 2 that comes bare.
Venture 2.
It was I forget what it was. I think I got out the door for around 5.5. I know it was 5 something because the Vergara sitting next to it was going to be 1,100 tax and all.
Yeah. And I honestly, the Vergaras are awesome, but you're talking about a $700 gun for just a hunting gun, just their hunting base gun is going to be $700-800. But they're awesome, all right. But they occasionally have issues too. So like everybody does right now, I think. So but yeah, Ruger American. I've had 2 Ruger Americans. I've been able to get inch groups out of them. Okay.
Yeah. And I've got a Ruger American in 450. That 450 Bushmaster is not. It can be inherently accurate, but this one, I've had it for 4 or 5 years. It's a freaking hoss. And I want to say I saw them for $559 recently. But I wouldn't go with a 450. You're talking. He said that he's on a budget. You're talking. This thing's chambered in $2 bills. So
and $3 bills these days.
Well, yeah.
Almost all rifles have no iron sights unless you go high caliber. Why? Because iron sights are not considered precision enough for most hunters. Most hunters want a scope because of precision. When you go high caliber, a lot of people like open sights because that high caliber is for a charging grizzly bear. Okay, so it is for a charging grizzly bear. So I would say go that way, personally.
Yeah, see, I don't look toward iron sights typically. I just try to get an optic and I vet that optic. I run it through my own test. I carry it out in the woods. Then I get to the point where it's like, okay, how long is my excursion? I'm gonna be gone 3 days, 5 days. Do I expect this thing to work beyond that? And then I learned to trust my optic. But then, like with my 4570, I've got a ghost ring that I keep in a little bag and a couple of little cheap tools to swap it in case my optic fails. So it's all about how long are you going to be gone? Is it a day trip? A bad optic can ruin a day trip, but you're not screwed.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. If you can stretch your budget to $700, you really, really do. Now, again, Darth, you didn't answer my question, but that's that. I have got to run, guys. Like I am running late. We're at an hour and a half almost, guys. So I'm going to let everybody say their goodbyes. And, we do have a video coming out tomorrow. I was going to take a week off, but I instead stayed up late last night. Got a 7mm rim mag video out tomorrow. So please tell all your friends, since YouTube isn't notifying anybody right now, share each other's videos. Guys, YouTube is killing creators for firearms content. So you have to share the videos, guys. Anybody share Reloading's Weatherby's videos, share Pat's videos, even if you don't like it. All right. Pat's video on the wraparound revolver thing got 1.9 million views, but it didn't get monetized, right, Pat? So it's like, it's one of those things where, didn't get you any money from that 1.9 million views. So guys, please share. Go to Pat's channel, share the monetized videos. It's monetized. If it's unmonetized, you see it. You won't see any ads most of the time. Sometimes they still put ads on monetized videos. So that's that. Go to Reloading Weatherby's channel, share Chook stuff, share everybody's stuff. Bullets for Bucks is in here. Share New York Prepper stuff. And, guys, you have to be the catalyst for YouTube change. If you're not sharing the videos, YouTube's not going to change. All right. And your gun channels are going to go away. Like I spent the last month debating if I wanted to keep doing gun channel stuff regularly because they're killing my views and it's not worth my money anymore. Like my revenue was cut from $1,300 to $650 a month. And at that point, I can't buy new guns. I can't buy a four-wheeler. I can't pay off medical bills. I can't pay down credit card debt with the extra money that YouTube is providing. I can't do those things if that's what's happening. So, yeah, I was talking about this today with somebody. Must needs to buy YouTube. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So is what it is. Again, all right. We have to support each other. So, and Pat and I share each other's videos. Austin and I share each other's videos. New York Prepper, Greb and I share each other's videos here. I do it with a ton of creators. You'll see them share my video and I share theirs because that's the only way we can get views. So that's that. All right. So, anyway, Reloading Weatherby, what you got coming out soon?
I think I'm going to do a top 5 flattest shooting wildcat cartridges. So
Cool.
these are going to be some of the fastest cartridges. Doesn't matter if it's factory, it's just going to be wildcat. Like the 22 EL, which is a 378 Weatherby case, neck down to 22 caliber.
All right. There we go.
Barrel life
All
50 rounds.
So don't forget to go visit them. Go visit our MeWe page here at Alaska Ballistics. Pat, what do you got coming up on your channel?
Well, I have got a 4570 video where I have taken the Henry X to redonkulous levels. I've got 8,000 grains of lead stored on the rifle and or in the rifle, but I promise that it won't be so redonkulous that you can't watch it. I've got some other things that I'm trying to work on. I've got a couple of bufferless AR-15 uppers. So they're foldy boys that still fire folded. I've got some of that coming out. And then I'm trying to really push. I want to get my revolver stuff strong again. My last couple of revolver videos are just kind of meh. So I'm going to try to really push for my revolver stuff to get back to a respectable level.
Cool, man. Yeah, I need to put my channel on Rumble. I've been meaning to do that, but all right, guys. Yeah, Bullets for Bucks, there's his channel. Go subscribe to him. He's on here a lot. He's been on here the last few weeks. He's coming to Alaska. First YouTuber I've invited to actually come up to Alaska is Bullets for Bucks. So I hope I don't disappoint him. I hope the area I've chosen has some caribou, But anyway, I'm sure we'll see at least a cow that I can shoot. He has to shoot a bull, but so we'll at least go home with some meat. I'm sure that's the way it's coming because I'm going to shoot the first legal caribou I can. I'm not going home without meat, but I'm not going for the trophy. Then hopefully we can find him a big one. So, all right, guys, God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range. Video tomorrow morning. All right. Every Wednesday morning is a video. Every Tuesday night's a chat. If you don't get the YouTube notifications, please tell everybody. Check every Wednesday morning. God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll.